And I think that for you, forgiveness is going to have to do with appreciating the choice that you made to be cruel to your sister. And I know that sounds weird, but what I mean is, nobody likes the idea of strangling a kitten, at least not anyone I know. But if it is like strangle a kitten or the world ends, then you regretfully strangle the kitten, right?
Right.
There was a consequence to not tormenting your sister that even in hindsight she may agree was the better path for her to be tormented. Let me spin you out a scenario.
Okay.
So Don, you gained the unholy willpower to stop tormenting your sister. And you convince your brother somehow to stop tormenting your sister. Which means that you don't get to pass through anything, right? It means everything accumulates within you. You don't get to shrug off any of that burden onto anyone else. It all hangs on you, right?
Okay.
So what happens then is you begin the boil. You begin the pressure cooker, right? And without the capacity to discharge the venom that your father was beating into you, the bruises take on a life and finger strangling movement all their own. Maybe you erupt in rage at your father and you push him in crutches down the stairs. Or you simply black out and wake up with a concussed, unconscious, or dead body at your feet. And maybe it's your father, or maybe it's your mother, because you beg for protection from your mother, who sees fit to breed with such a vicious ape, right?
Right.
I think we can probably safely say that teasing or tormenting your sister was better than murdering someone in your family.
Sure.
In other words, given the trauma that your parents were inflicting on all three of you, was your sister less tormented, called stupid, or we should have been more tormented with a murderer in the family?
Yeah, obviously the taunting wasn't as bad.
In which case, you may actually have been doing her a strange kindness in the situation.
I see what you're saying. That's very helpful.
Because I'm sorry, people are confused in the chat room. The reason I'm saying that, and I don't know, this is just a possible theory to explore, which is that if not passing along the abuse would have accumulated in a backlash against the parents or a teacher or a stranger or his brother or another kid to the point where a significant injury or death may have resulted, then it was less traumatic for his sister to be called names and teased and tormented, I'm not trying to minimize it, than it would have been for what would have happened if some massive violence had occurred in the family. Which is one of the reasons why she may have taken it. Right? Because maybe she could have just, I don't know, hit you with a book or a bat or something, right? And then you wouldn't have, you may have stopped, right? So maybe she's like, okay, so I'm where the shit rolls downhill, but if I push it back up, a whole lot more shit comes down my way, right?
Sure.